Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Hope you're having a great Monday morning. This morning, it's early.
It is early. You know what?
Time to get the week going.
Yeah, buddy.
Hammer down. Go get it. Get it. I'll just start us off with a prayer real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna let me
It should be at the top right there.
yeah, it should be. Do a watch party. What the heck? Where's it at here?
Watch party.
Watch party.
I'll go ahead and pray.
Okay.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen.
Man. Hey, so you just got back from New York City. How was your trip?
Trip was good.
Good. Fun?
Man, it was.
Here we go.
We went and sat. So I had a training to learn how to do cabinet vision for the cabinet shop, and I'm pretty good with computers. I mean, I did go to school to be a computer engineering. I was a computer engineering major, 87 hours. I did some, C++ and wrote some code. And so you would think I would be.
So you're like a geek or a nerd?
I used to be.
Used to be. You're not a nerd anymore?
No.
Now he's just a beefcake.
Once a nerd, always a nerd. However, I have a good disguise. Okay, most people don't look at me and think, "Oh, that guy likes to read. That guy likes computers. That's what he likes the gym." I want you to think that. I want you to, and I'll use a big old country accent on you all the time. Because then I'm unassuming, right? They don't say, this old country, big old country boy don't know squat, you know what I mean? And then,
yeah,
hit you with the 1-2.
Oh, ouch.
Fatten up that bank account. Anyway, the point is that, we had a really good time. I took one of our employees out there, and the first day was really good. The second day was
Awesome.
Super duper smart people needed to be in that room.
Like you needed to be there, or you need to be
way smarter guys than me. I'm thinking, wow. I almost just got up and walked out. I'm like, I can't just believe I paid $350 to sit through this for the day.
Dang, that bad.
Yeah, it was terrible. But Sean understood it, and so big shout out to him. He's going to be our engineer and taking care of all that.
That's awesome.
So yeah,
did you eat any cool places?
I ate some awesome places, man.
Yeah.
Not trying to rub it in or anything.
Dude, I love New York City. Absolutely love New York City.
I had the best. I posted it on Facebook the brisket and that pulled pork. Dude, those Brussels sprouts were the best I've ever had in my life.
Really?
Ever.
How were they cooked?
I don't know. They were phenomenal.
They were good.
Yeah, I mean, if you've eaten I like Brussels sprouts too, but they've got to be cooked in a particular way, or they're just like bitter.
Yeah.
Man, these were on point. So we had a good time. Got to eat some awesome pizza. Got to meet Ali.
Yeah, that's cool. How was that? You got to hang out with him.
Yeah,
he's
cool.
He's a good guy.
He is.
Good dude.
He is. He is a good guy. Amazing. So glad I got to do that. So it was good. How was your weekend?
Oh man, busy. Good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Good. So today, fellas,
ready for to attack this week and just go kill it. I'm ready to get this week over with already.
Already, I know.
It's Monday, but I'm ready to get to Friday.
Already ready. So today we're going to talk about desire.
I like that word, desire.
I had all these other notes. I kind of shared with you yesterday about, man, this last weekend was really good. God just kind of gave me a bunch of different stuff for us to talk about. But then late last night, I had started writing. So I wake up the other morning and I'm writing. He gave me a paper to write to seniors in high school. So I'm going to be writing this paper, and I feel like he's going to use it to speak to them in a very impactful way. So he's just been speaking to me, and then late last night I was just looking through the notes, and then all of a sudden he gave me this other one. and I completely had not planned on us doing that today. But he
It's all right, man.
loaded me up with desire, and then the post this morning was I mean, everything just kind of aligned up. I think he wanted us to talk about that. But so one of the notes that I wrote was, the beginning of all change is desire. So, you know, we all have desires in our hearts. We all have dreams. We all have, like, what are your desires? How many of us just walk through life day in and day out and really don't survey our heart, or that dream we had when we were a kid? I wanted to be a cardiovascular surgeon. That's what I wanted to be. I was dissecting frogs from the age of 6 on. Like, I loved to open them up and watch their heartbeat. And but I ruined that.
That's not creepy at all. It's really not. It's fascinating.
It's fascinating, but here's the deal. At 6 years old, my buddies couldn't grasp that because they just weren't there. But that's how my mind works.
Well, exactly. But that's the cool thing about desire. If your heart truly desires something unique, like dissecting the frog and watching the heartbeat, like I was pursuing the medical field as well.
Yeah.
You know, my mom was in the medical field, and so I liked the medical field, and that was the direction that I wanted to go, was the heart. We haven't had this conversation,
no.
but I was,
I
wanted to be in the heart business because I actually got to see open heart surgery one time. It's the coolest thing ever.
Oh, dude, it's amazing.
Absolutely
God's creation.
amazing. So cool.
I mean, if you think about that.
Yeah, dude, it's the way the heart works. Oh my gosh, is so awesome
and intricate, and yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Anyway.
So
Here's
the desire, right? So then I was reflecting kind of on my story. You know, I wanted to be that surgeon. I ruined that opportunity because I was living not for God, and I was chasing after everything but, and got into trouble, and so what I realized was that when the pain of your circumstances become greater than the fear of your change, then change can happen, right? And this circumstance breeds a desire for something different. Breeds a desire for something different. So, like, what is your desire? You know, I think that's kind of what we're trying to get you guys to do, get us to do. I've been doing a ton of reflecting, like really trying to align my life with what we're talking about. Because I better, if I'm gonna preach it, I better be. If I'm gonna teach it, I better be walking the walk. You know, and I don't want to be caught off guard or.
Right.
And I'm human, and I'm going to fail, and I'm going to make mistakes. And but I just was thinking about that, and I thought, you know, what does that mean? What is the desire of the heart? And then the other part of it, I think, is in order to get that to line up with what God says, is does your desires help other people?
Yeah.
I mean, we've been talking about all this stuff paralleling, and ultimately, like, our number one job, New Testament, is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, your mind, your soul, and to love others as thyself.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what we're talking about, is let's love others. Because I believe the desires of our heart, the true nature of what God puts in us, is not selfish.
Right.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's serving. It's serving other people. It's helping other people.
Yeah.
And so we talked about...
Well, we were at a birthday party last night, and I don't know if
You were?
Yeah.
We?
We were. You and I.
We
We
were
at a birthday party.
I thought you was French for a second.
No. Anyways. I'm country, baby.
Oh.
Country. So we was at a party. No. But there was a couple of women there. I don't know if you noticed that, but my wife and I said, man, she has got a servant's heart. The whole time she was there, she was just serving. Just, helping all kinds of folks. And, you know, that's the desire of her heart. I mean, she is a servanthood person. She's always serving. Like, we always have this my wife and I always have this conversation about her. She's always just serving other people.
Man, that's awesome.
And I looked at that just yesterday. Well, you know, we were sitting on the porch just kind of chit-chatting and stuff. And I was like, man, in my mind, I'm thinking, I need to become more like that. I need to serve more. You know, my wife was sick last week, and my kids were, one of my boys was sick last week. You know, and I'm not.
Did you quarantine them? I'll see you next week.
Yes, usually I do. Usually I'm like, all right, y'all go over there. I'm staying over here. Y'all figure out your sickness. I don't want none of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Let me know. Text me what you need. I'll drop it off at the.
Yeah,
It'll be at the garage door.
I'm gonna drone it in. But I'm like, this time I was more intentional about, honey, are you okay? Is there anything I can do for you? But it was just, man, that desire to be a servant, more of just being a better person, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyways, I thought that was good.
Well, I love that. I mean, because that's what we should be doing, right? Serving other people. And we've been talking about that here in business. Talking about that in business. When and this is it's in part of my notes for another one of our talks. But when in my case, and I think I may have said this before. I'm not sure. But when I am chasing after the money, there is never enough.
No, absolutely.
And I know you can relate to that. When you're focused on the money, there's never enough. If we focus on being a servant and meeting the needs of our client or meeting the needs of the people close to us, spouse, children, just being a servant, especially as a male, that's what God wants us to do.
Yeah.
I mean, we are the leader of the home.
Yeah.
He has. There's a reason he calls us the leader of the house.
But
We're
you know
to
what?
Initiate.
Well, you're right. I agree with that. But I also think on the flip side too, if you're female, sometimes just being an example for the husband, because we get out of line sometimes.
For sure.
And when my wife is
Most of
walking
the
the
time.
straight, most of the time. So when my wife is really serving me, we're doing things. That's just the desire of just being a good person, a good woman. It makes me check myself. Like I go, man, I need to stop being a jerk. Or I need to stop doing this, or I need to stop doing that, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it's important for both male and female.
Of course it is. And we have to be able to give unselfishly in a marriage, in a partnership, in any kind of relationship that you are in that you're contractually bound.
Yeah.
You have to have a servanthood mentality.
Right.
Or it won't go well for you.
Yeah.
If you are just in it to take, it's going to fail.
Yeah.
You're going to have big issues with that, And I mean, we can see that in our lives. We can see that in our business. So I just love that. I love that. So here's the deal. I want to give you I got this from Think and Grow Rich. And it's basically Thomas Edison, believe it or not, signed off on these 6 methods, this little 6-step process to becoming, changing your mind and really putting out there, the belief in yourself. Because how many times do we think, what do we think about ourselves? What do we believe about ourselves? We talked about this. In order to move on, man, we got to say, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. My pain is greater than my fear of that change, and I'm through with everything behind me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to allow it to control me anymore. And from this day forward, I'm going to do something different.
Yeah.
I'm going to do something different. I'm going to believe something different, because guess what? When my pastor said it yesterday at church, and I love this. When you focus on the problem, the enemy will intensify your fear.
Man, that's so true.
When you focus on the promise that God has given you, God will intensify your faith.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's so true.
So true. Dude, I look over at my wife and she's all over there, and I'm trying not to. I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. So let me read the scripture, and then I'll give you those 6 steps. So may He give you the desire of your heart and make all of your plans succeed. We already know, that's a promise. God, Jeremiah 29:11, God has plans to prosper you, to give you hope in a future. He wants for us to be successful in business.
Right.
He wants for us to be successful in marriage. He wants for us to be successful in parenting. All we got to do is turn to Him.
And that's the desires of most people's heart. I want to have a successful marriage. I want to have a great marriage. I want to have a good business, a great business. I want to be successful in all aspects of life.
Yes.
That's what the promise of God says. I mean, you just read it
And
there, Psalm 24.
I heard this I've been here in the last couple of weeks. people that I know are getting divorced. You know, and if you're in a terrible situation, you
Yeah.
probably need to get out of it.
Right. Yeah.
But if you're just unwilling to work on yourself and really do what's best,
Yeah.
because think about this: in the beginning of your marriage, you wanted to last forever.
Yeah.
You truly meant that. You truly thought, I can make this. We can do this. But then something happened. You know, we get that 1 degree off.
Right.
And over the course of years,
It's baby steps. You know, that's
but it's baby steps back into alignment
That's
too.
exactly what I was
Go ahead,
fixing to
go ahead.
say. No, you already said it. That's exactly what I
But
was
it's
fixing
baby
to
steps
say.
off. It's baby steps back.
Yeah,
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah, no, you don't. 5 years down the road, you may go, man, what the heck did I do? Well, it's all that little negative stuff that got you where you were.
Yeah.
But guess what? You got to backtrack and do the same thing, or you got to do things different to get back to
Yes.
the even playing fields.
Yeah, and my mentor, I had a really good mentor when I first got sober, and my sober birthday's coming up, May 5th. I'll be sober 100% from everything, 14 years.
Dude, come on.
Come
on.
No recreational activities since 2002.
Nice.
Right?
That's
I mean,
awesome,
that's
dude.
kind of a big deal.
That's a huge
Because if
deal.
you knew me,
Yeah. Cinco de Mayo too, baby.
I know. Why couldn't I waited one more day? I should have had no. I needed it to happen.
That's
I was
awesome.
the fear of my circumstances had become greater than the fear
Yeah.
of change.
See, and this, what's so cool about that is I'm celebrating my 17th year wedding anniversary.
I know. I told you,
4th.
happy anniversary. I told you that yesterday.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That's so cool.
Okay, so let me give you these 6 steps. So fix in your mind your exact goals, whatever it is. Be very specific, not just I would like to have my own business one day. Be very specific about that. Like you need to write out exactly. I want to be a boom. I plan on getting there by boom.
Mm-hmm.
Have to be very, very clear about that. It's not just, it can't be vague.
Yeah.
The goals have to be very specific. Determine exactly what you are willing to give in return for said desire. Nothing is free. You have to give something in order to get something.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's free.
I mean, if you work for a business, what are you giving? Time. And you get what?
A paycheck.
Paid for that time.
That's right.
So
Same
nothing in this, same concept. Nothing in this world is free.
Nope. It's not. You gotta earn it.
Yeah.
And you gotta be willing to start at the bottom. Everybody starts at the bottom. Everybody pays their dues. Period.
Yeah, true that.
Period. Establish a definite date when you intend on possessing that said desire. Establish a date by, May 5th, 2020. I'll be 15 years sober. I will be. I'm going to do it one day at a time, but I will be there.
Yeah.
Okay. So create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin it once. Whether you're ready or not, put this plan into action immediately. Put the plan into action. Start working on your steps. Write out a clear and concise statement of the desire you plan to acquire. Name the time limit for this acquisition. State what you intend to give in return for said desire, and describe the plan for which you plan to accumulate it. Be very specific. Be very specific. And the last one, number 6, read this written statement aloud 2 times per day. Stand in front of the mirror and read this thing, and you look at yourself and you believe it. You got to believe it with all of your heart that you are going to be where you say you're going to be.
Right.
No matter how you feel about it, and that goes back to, I'm done. I'm not going to believe what my dad said about me, or what somebody did to me, or the kids who made fun of me, or you don't believe those things. Not everybody had, not everybody grew. We're all jacked up. Everybody is.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how pretty your stuff is on Facebook, no matter how pretty you make all your family pictures appear, guess what? Mom's over there yelling at them kids. If you don't smile,
I'm gonna whoop you.
I will. Your dad's got his belt on right now. So you see the kids over there smiling, and guess what? Behind the camera woman, Mom's got the belt. Pow, pow, pow. Right? Am I lying?
No.
Stop me when I'm lying.
If you're lying, you're dying, baby.
See? Oh my gosh, that's too funny.
That is funny.
Okay, so just upon awakening and before bed, see, feel, believe you are already in possession of this desire.
Yeah.
See, feel, and believe it. Like, look at yourself in the mirror and say, you have this ability in you to get this business, to do this business. You already have it. God's already given it to you.
Well, you know what? And Lionel Richie said this last night. You watch American Idol? No? Okay, anyways. You should watch American Idol.
I watched the first several seasons.
There's some inspiring stuff on there, but Lionel Richie told a guy last night, he said, when you come out on stage, you have to fake it till you make it. And I love that statement, but I hate the statement at the same time. Because as a performer, he may be sick, he may not be feeling good, he may not be feeling it, but he's got to come out there and execute the plan.
Period.
Execute the goal, execute whatever the
I like face it till you make it.
Face it till you make it. I like
You're
that too.
too.
But Lionel Richie told this guy, he was like, look, you got to come out. He said, if you don't believe it, nobody else will.
That's right.
And that's what really stuck out to me was if you don't believe it, if you don't believe in your vision, if you don't believe in your goals, no one else will either.
Mm-mm.
So I was like, man, that's really good.
That is good.
So, anyways.
So those are just 6 little small steps
Yeah.
to being able to get reprogramming the mind. You know, we inundate our mind with a bunch of junk. We do.
That's so true.
That's
why I don't watch the news anymore.
I
Just the
can't.
weather part.
I got weather on my phone. I don't even look. I hate the news. I don't even want to hear all that crap.
Yeah.
You know, what about the fireman that saved that little boy out of a burning 2nd-story building? Like, why are we not learning that?
Right.
Because I know it happened this week somewhere.
Yeah.
So anyway, these are just some simple steps to help you do that. You know, and I think it all goes back to, you know, can you do those things? Yes. I think it all goes back to saying, I'm not going to believe what others thought of me. I'm not going to do it. Because guess what? If James Metcalf thought, if I believed the things that other people said about me and thought about me,
Might as well just go crawl in a hole.
I'd be in prison.
Yeah.
I mean, if I believe those things, but the reality is guess what? I'm about to be 14 years sober. God has completely, radically changed my life for the good. My wife and I are in all kinds of ministry opportunities that He's just flung doors open for me for.
Yeah.
You know, I have God's favor. I know I can do anything.
Right.
There is no I can't in my vocabulary. It's I can. I clip the T, baby.
Heck yeah.
I do.
I'm right
You
there with
too.
you.
I know you do too. I know you do too. So anyway, we love you guys. Hey, guess what? God loves you too, and there's not one thing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it. He loves you.
He's madly in love with you.
And He's pursuing you.
Yeah.
Stop today and thank Him.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
All right, man.
Later.
Have a great day.